Bonjour y'all, my name is Brita and today on Witches Unite I am recapping Harry Potter Wizards Unite in 2020. So what exactly does that mean? Well, I am sharing a few of my favorite things from the year. 1, top 5 changes, updates to the game Wizards Unite. 2, top 5 events in Wizards Unite. Finally, 3, the top 5 moments in Wizards Unite and the Wizards Unite community. So, let's get started. The 5th best update to Wizards Unite in 2020 was the addition of Adventure Sync. This came in, I think, January of this year. It might have been as late as February, but it had honestly been a long time coming. Phases was still the community manager at that time, and when she first told us that Adventure Sync was around the corner, I was the only WUtuber who had an NDA. So we've been talking about this for a while, and for whatever reason, it just needed some bugs, some kinks to be worked out before Adventure Sync could be added to the game. But if you are like me and you don't want to be on your phone all the time to get distance in the game, Adventure Sync has been a lifesaver. The 4th best update added to Wizards Unite in 2020, adversaries. I'm sure that a lot of you will disagree with where I have ranked this on my list, but I am considering the year as a whole and not just the new shiny object that got introduced in the very last month of 2020. So yes, adversaries are very exciting right now and we're all having a lot of fun with them. But for me, it is not in the top 3 updates for 2020. I do think that adversaries will continue to get better. I think that the next adversaries event will not have such a skewed task with the wit sharpening potions. So I'm really looking forward to playing with adversaries in 2021, but looking at 2020 as a whole, yes, in my top 5, but not my top 3. The 3rd best change and update to Wizards Unite in 2020 is a bit more collective, and that is the changes made to play the game at home. Specifically, the tonic with trace detection giving 30 traces per potion, and spell energy on the map at all times. As a rural player, this has completely changed my life. I am not within walking distance of an inn or a greenhouse or a fortress. So getting spell energy on the map, getting many more traces on the map without having to leave my home makes playing Wizards Unite so much better. I really hope that some of these changes are permanent, even as the world gets better and we can explore our surroundings more, because these changes have been a great equalizer for rural players. The 2nd best change update to Wizards Unite in 2020, SOS training. I have loved working on my Calamity Essentials skill trees. I love having my reduced brewing times and my stronger potions. Just all of the different options that we have as players to customize our adventure in the game has made Wizards Unite even more fun and more exciting. Finally, the number 1 change in Wizards Unite in 2020, the introduction of the Night Bus. I consider this to be a separate element from the other changes implemented for players to play at home. 1, they were introduced at different times, and 2, the Night Bus is definitely permanent. As of right now, we do not know the future plans for once things are normal again regarding things like tonic for trace detection and spell energy on the map. However, the Night Bus is here to stay. I love the ability to do wizarding challenges with my friends literally all over the world. Mark of Zealman's World. Y'all, sorry, Mark. Mark changed his channel name at one point, and now I always forget it. But, you know, he lives in United Kingdom, and we get to do wizarding challenges together. Muggle, who does the amazing AR photos, he's in Germany. He and I have done wizarding challenges together. And of course, even here in the United States, my other Wizards Unite friends don't really live here in rural Georgia. So I get to play with James and Sue and Matt and Lynette and Chris and Gita. So many cool people across the country. We all get to do wizarding challenges in the Night Bus. It's such a great feature of the game and has brought me so much more joy than I previously had doing wizarding challenges. There's just something about getting to play with your friends regardless of where you live. The fifth best event of 2020 in Wizards Unite, in my opinion, was the Flora and Fauna Brilliant event. This is the first return of a Brilliant event that we have seen in the game. It does make sense since the very original one back in 2019 was only a week long as opposed to the normal design of having 2-week Brilliant events. This return was great for new players who really wanted to add those images to the registry, who were tired of the blank white spaces in the Brilliant registry. It was also great for long-term players because we were able to place the old images over and over and over and over again and grind wizarding XP. The fourth best event this year was the first Spotlight event specifically for the Night Bus. The fact that you could get guaranteed exploration foundables by using brilliant rune stones in specific chambers, that was awesome. It was a great way to focus on 3 very specific foundable fragments and a great way to use up old brilliant runestones. The second Night Bus Spotlight event was not really communicated well, but if we have something like that again, I think it'll be better in the future. The third best Wizards Unite event in 2020 was the Halloween event. I really like when boosted foundables have some sort of connection between them besides just the family. So getting to see foundables with Dementors and Boggarts was really fun for me. The second best Wizards Unite event of 2020 was the Dragon Week. This was an unexpected event because the Wizards Unite developers had to fix some unexpected bugs in the back end, pushing the calendar back for September. I know it was really nice just to have dragons all week and Portkeys, no particular tasks in mind. It was super casual and really fun at the same time. Finally, the number 1 Wizards Unite event of 2020, Nature and Nifflers. I know that many of you probably think the Dragon Week was the best, and that's fine. You know, we are totally allowed to have different opinions about events at Wizards Unite. Nature and Nifflers is actually my all-time favorite event in Wizards Unite, aside, of course, from Fan Festival, which is a little bit different. I just loved that the game added a completely new character, you know, a poacher to defeat, and a completely new mechanism in the game that we actually haven't seen since. The fact that if you defeat the poacher, then a Magizoology foundable appeared, and then if you return the Magizoology foundable, you got a bonus reward. Come on. That was just so cool and so fun. And even if you decided not to return the Magizoology foundables, they followed you. So there were definitely some cool photos and videos of people's little magical me surrounded by those blue Magizoology foundables on the map. It was great. But yeah, I would love to see a return of Nature and Nifflers, or maybe the Poacher, which has been added back in the game, I think, as one of the guards for an adversary chain. Yeah, maybe the poacher can give us a Magizoology Foundable, and then we can get a bonus drop, like more keys and more gold, things like that. The fifth best moment in the Wizards Unite community in 2020. Technically, this was more than one moment, but they are on similar themes, so I'm grouping them together. And that is the way the Wizards Unite community has come together multiple times to raise money for good causes. Matt of Animagus had his fundraiser over the summer to raise money for a nonprofit that addresses racial inequality, and more recently, so many of you have supported my fundraiser to raise money for food banks across America, which, by the way, that is still going on, and you can unite against hunger with me. You'll find the link in the description down below. It's just really special to be part of a community who looks outside of themselves in order to help more people around the world. The fourth best moment in the Wizards Unite community in 2020, the thank you celebration for Phases. Phases was the original community manager for Wizards Unite, and she left earlier in the year to pursue a new job. I put together a video featuring many of the Wizards Unite family to thank her for all of her hard work and wish her the best of luck in the future. And so many of you also shared wonderful messages online. I know that Phases truly appreciated that. It was just a large collective gesture of our appreciation for her. Third best moment of Wizards Unite in 2020. This is again more of a collective one because so many great things happened. That would be the group live streams for Wizards Unite events. This started with the first Play at Home Community Day, which I think was in April. And since then, we have had many group live streams featuring different people across the world playing Wizards Unite. I hosted one for Halloween with several of the WUtubers. Some of us dressed up. We just had a lot of fun. It has been great getting to collaborate in this new creative way because the events now spread out over more time so that regardless of your time zone, you can still be doing Community Day or Wizarding Weekend or another event with your fellow witches and wizards across the globe. These live streams have been some of the most fun I have had all year in any aspect of my life. So thank you to my fellow WUtubers for hosting and participating in these live streams. The second best moment in the Wizards Unite community is something I'm not going to share in great detail, but I know a lot of you understand what I'm talking about. A friend in our community was going through a rough time earlier this year, and so many of us united together to support them. I love being part of a group of people who really do care about everyone else in the group. It's just special that so many people in this gaming community have become truly friends, become family. So to everyone who helped with this special project, thank you. Of course, the number one Wizards Unite community moment of 2020 was the WUtuber party in Nashville back in October. Getting to hang out with so many of my friends was just really what I needed, what so many of the WUtubers needed to relax, to recharge, to rejuvenate during a stressful year. A little bit of bonus content just for fun. 5 awesome moments for me personally in 2020. Number 5, reaching 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours here on my YouTube channel. Thank you for being part of this community. Number 4, getting retweeted a few times by the official Wizards Unite Twitter account. Yes, that actually is a big deal. I am not nearly as popular with the good folks at Niantic and Warner Brothers as some of my fellow tweeters. Let me just put it that way. So, getting a few retweets this year was definitely cool. Number 3, reading lots of books. I have not put together my final count yet, but on Goodreads it says I read over 60 books. That is definitely not accurate because I tend to buy entire series on Kindle just in like one format, and Goodreads will read that as one book when it's like 3 to 7 books. So I've read more books this year than any year since I've been keeping count. So yay! Number 2, spending so much time with Dan. Him working from home has been wonderful. It's been great getting to have extra quality time together throughout the year. Just getting to say hello to him every morning and get an extra hug at lunchtime and, you know, take a little walk before it gets dark outside in the afternoon. All these little moments with Dan have been definitely a big highlight, and they would normally be the number 1 highlights, but I have really good news. After having just seen my gastroenterologist a couple days ago, having just had a big test a few weeks ago, my Crohn's is better. The inflammation still exists, my stricture still exists, but my inflammation has decreased and my stricture has widened. So for those of you who are not accustomed to this sort of medical talk, inflammation in your body is usually a problem. So inflammation getting smaller is a really, really good thing to happen. A stricture is a narrowing in your digestive tract. Mine, of course, in my small intestine. That's bad. You know, that makes digestion a problem. So the fact that it's gotten wider means that it is healing, it's getting better. Both of these improvements in the last year mean that I will probably not need to have surgery anytime soon. So I still haven't had surgery with over 25 years of having Crohn's disease. So the longer I can go without surgery, obviously, the better. That is the best thing that has happened to me in 2020 is the fact that I am finally actually getting better. My inflammation has remained unchanged since 2016. The only improvement I had was from 2015 to 2016. So the fact that I have better inflammation, less inflammation, is a really, really great way to end out 2020. Anyway, that's all that I have for y'all today. I know that this video was a little different than what I normally do, but I love the idea of recapping an entire year. I would have done it last year in December, but you know, speaking of having Crohn's disease, I spent most of November, December, and January pretty sick. So a lot of my video ideas last year just did not happen. But this year it better. And I was able to recap some of the special times that we have had in 2020 despite the challenges of living in a pandemic. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. That helps the channel out. If you want more Harry Potter content, specifically Wizards Unite content, if you're interested in the perspective of a rural player with a chronic illness, subscribe to my channel. If notifications do not bother you, then ring that notification bell so that you are alerted every time I have a new video. And I'm already planning out some of my January content, so you do not want to miss out. If you are on social media, I am HP Witches Unite on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook for additional Harry Potter content. If you are interested in my random thoughts and my very honest uncensored thoughts, check me out at Belle Brita. That's also Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook, as well as my travel and lifestyle Christian feminist blog. It's been a really amazing year. Thank you for being a part of my pink-tastic journey. I appreciate every single one of you. So, here's to a much better year in 2021. Au revoir, witches.